going to talk to you today about the new tuition assistance policy for the Marine Corps and how it does more harm than good. I'm going to start off by defining the terms that I need for you to understand before I give my speech, or get into the meat of my speech, and then I'm going to talk about the good that this new policy does, and I'm going to talk about the harm. So starting off with definitions. Tuition assistance, most of the people in the class will know, because most of them are military members. Tuition assistance is where the government, through the DOD, down to the Marine Corps education offices, gives us a certain amount of money to help recoup the cost of taking a college class. Well, lately, in the last 7 or 8 years, it's been 100%, up to $250 per credit hour. So that's $750 for a normal 3-credit class, up to a maximum of $4,500 a year. That will allow us to get 6 courses in one fiscal year. So that's you can make some progress towards enhancing your career. You can make some progress towards your degree of your choice that you're going to work on with the old policy. The new policy that has just been drafted and signed is they will pay $175 per credit hour, which, as you can see, AMU, this is the amount we pay. So $75 less than that per credit hour. So for a total of a 3-hour credit hour class, we're going to be paying $225 out of pocket. Now, well, that's not that bad, right? But then they limit the yearly amount to $875 from $4,500, which allows me to take 5 credits, or really only 1 2/3 classes, if you're talking about 3-credit classes. So it really substantially limits the amount that I can accomplish towards my degree in a year. And for all those in the Marine Corps, all Marines that are trying to get their degree, it limits severely what they're able to do as far as college goes. So there's other benefits as well. There's the GI Bill, which can offer top-up pay. So basically that $225 that I'd be paying out of pocket, this is just for the first 2 classes, it'll pay the rest of that. And then it'll pay the rest of the next class, and then it'll pay all the classes from then on out. However, that's a limited benefit when you consider it would have paid for a full year of above half-time college in a normal college institution and BAH. So you're really getting gypped to cover the top up of what tuition assistance isn't paying if you consider and compare that to a full year of normal college. So we talked about our benefits. Now let's talk about some of the good of the new tuition assistance policy. Right down here, some of the good that happens here in these numbers. This I could agree to. We've got to be fiscally responsible. We're part of the federal government, and they've got to make cutbacks. The deficit is rising. We haven't had a balanced budget for decades, if ever. And you know, this I can understand. Us paying some of the money out of pocket for our own college credits. But this, on the other hand, $875 a year is really drastic. It really cuts us down to not being able to accomplish anything towards the degree plan as compared to the other one, as compared to the old tuition assistance policy. So, fiscally responsible, I can understand that. Limiting college tuition inflation. When the prices came out for tuition assistance, the limit was 250 credit hours, $250 per credit hour. Then a lot of colleges raised their amount to match that, so they could get the full amount of money for each service member that trains at their college. What the $175 per credit hour with the new policy is going to do is most likely a lot of those people that were taking college for free, now that they have to fork over money out of pocket, are probably going to, move on to a college, local community colleges that are cheaper, or they're going to search around, do some shopping online, because if they're going to pay $225 per college class, they're probably going to try and get a different college. So that's going to help lower the tuition for colleges of this kind. And we're going to keep out this new change. Is going to keep out people that were just going to college because it was something free they could do, and it would enhance their career. A lot of people were taking a college credit or 2, for instance, to help with their cutting score if they're below sergeant. They get a couple more points on their cutting score, they get promoted faster, and all they have to do is take a couple college classes for free. Well, now that's, you know, it's going to, in a way, that's going to be good because it's going to keep those people out that were using money just to help them get promoted and weren't really trying to better or enhance themselves. Okay, so we talked about the good, we talked about terms. Now we're going to talk about the harm that this new policy does. And we've alluded to it already as I've talked to you. It's going to raise the cost of education for already a low-income group. We in the military, in our careers, yeah, we have awesome benefits, and those to some degree make up for the poor pay, but we're still among the low-income careers that are out there. I mean, for instance, me as a gunnery sergeant, E7, you know, I barely avoid, just by a small margin, not getting food stamps. I barely avoid not getting free lunches at school on my income. So that's what we're looking at. That's where it's hitting people. So there's basically what is being said is either I'm paying now out of pocket, or I'm taking loans that I'm paying, you know, for many years to come for this education, which I can't afford to do, and most of us can't. Also, what this does, another harm this does to the Marine Corps, is because of this change, and because I can't pay as much out of pocket, that enhancement towards communication, whether it's oral communication like this class is on, written communication, research skills, all these other skills that have been so useful to me in my career, in getting me to this level, to E7, to gunnery sergeant, getting me towards retirement 20 years, all those skills aren't going to be as easily available to those other Marines in the Marine Corps that are going to survive after I retire and continue on. So, in other words, it takes money out of our pocket, which we don't have that money to begin with. It limits the amount of enhancement we can get in our career, and basically, you know, it's going to hurt the Marine Corps because we're not going to be, the Staff and SEAL Corps is not going to be as enhanced. It's not going to be as good a communication. Now, we're going to make it happen. We're going to make the mission happen, but it's just a matter of, you know, to what degree and how well. And I would definitely say that having college classes in the Staff and CO, or even in the NCO, help them lead better, help them, give them a better knowledge base from which to communicate and to lead their Marines. So those ways are the ways that I believe will harm the Marine Corps in this new tuition assistance policy, which I've defined the terms to you. I've talked about the good that this new policy will do, and I talked about the harm that I believe this policy will do to the Marine Corps, to the Marines. Thank you.